I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a detailed look at the Bellroy hanging toiletry kit, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. Let's dive in. This kit comes in a couple different materials, but they're all pretty easy to clean based off our experience with them. So this is their Sea Weave, which is a 50% recycled fishing net and 50% recycled industrial nylon, but it also comes in recycled Dura polyester and Bita nylon, so it just kind of depends on the colorway that you pick. I like this one. I think that it has like a nice subtle, sleek look to it. It's not like overly shiny, which makes sense because it's their matte colorway. We also have a matching, or like it's cohesive, like the Bellroy logo on the front. I'll bring that up a little bit closer. It just kind of has like a slick feel, which honestly we've noticed with when you're testing toiletry bags, like this thing is gonna get wet, this thing is going to get like toothpaste residue on it, and it's just easy to clean, which, you know, that's kind of what you need in a toiletry bag. In terms of external, like fun things going on, there's nothing really crazy. There is this top carry handle if you wanted to carry it like from, like you can obviously take it easily out of your bag, but it feels like ergonomic enough to carry like from my room to the bathroom or something like that. And then you can just kind of leave it in the bathroom because it does have a hook that tucks away back here. So this is a little aluminum hook. They say that this is a self-centering hook, which makes sense because it just slides along this like kind of paracord material. So when you hang this up, you know, you hang it, as you can see, like you would put the hook over, like you put it over the pole or something like that. But if you really needed to, it also can bend. So if for some reason the hook is like a sideways hook or it's not like a rod or something, you do have a little bit of flexibility with how this thing can move around, which is really nice. And it tucks out of the way. So I also, this thing stands up on its own. You can see without me touching it right now, it's standing up. Also, when it's open, it stands up on its own. So if you do have counter space and you don't feel like hanging it, you can definitely just like leave it on the countertop, and that's totally fine. And you honestly can't even tell that the hook was even there in the first place. So let's take a look at what it actually looks like inside of this thing. If you're finding this video helpful, hit subscribe so we can keep making content to help you travel smarter. Getting into this is a YKK zipper and just like a very simple, like it's just kind of like a nylon material pull loop thing. And so you open this up and it lays completely flat like this. So you can see that the depth is really on this like back half of it, and then there's a little depth on the front. This depth on the front, I'll get to it, but it can kind of like, you can see these corners aren't filled, and so it looks a little bit like squishy. I don't really care. That's an aesthetic thing more than anything. But on the actual inside of this thing, so I've got a couple of different examples of like what I would put inside. This actual panel here is not like there's structure in here. There's actually, you can see when I push on that material, it's like sharp, and there's like a plastic insert or something like that. So it does move, technically speaking, but it creates a, like almost like a divider that feels like it's not going to, I don't know, fall over or bust open or something like that. So if I look in the back here, I have, I keep these in my toiletry bag, so I use the Cadence capsules. So if that's, you know, a size, I can get way more Cadence capsules inside of a toiletry bag compared to like these squishy guys. But these squishy guys, these are a good example of something that would fit inside too. So we've got the 3.4 ounce, and I believe these are just a 3 ounce. So those fit with a little room to spare. So if you wanted to use the human gear, you could probably fit like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 in there with a little bit of extra room. And then I also have some things that always stay in their containers. So I think that what's nice about a toiletry bag like this, where there's that extra bit of base space back here and that like kind of chunkier kind of back area where you can stuff it with like weird size items, is that toiletries come in all shapes and sizes. And like, I don't feel like pouring this into a different container. So I'm just gonna put this in here, and I know that I have a little bit more room to play with than if it were just like a really tight, flat pocket. So that's nice because I'm less worried about, you know, how everything fits. There's also this zippered pocket here, which is right in front. This is a very flat pocket, so I currently have my contacts in there, and you can see it's see-through, but I also put in here like nail clippers or tweezers, or basically like the tiny tools that you would use throughout, you know, wherever you're, like whenever you're going somewhere or traveling somewhere. You can also put medication if you want in there, like if it's in like a flatter pouch or something. And then this has just a very basic zipper pull. And then this YKK self-locking zipper that is not gonna open, you know, on its own. This is that same like see-through mesh material down on the bottom here. And in here, I can fit a Quip toothbrush with a little bit of room to spare if you have a slightly larger toothbrush. And it also fits a standard size toothbrush as well. And then just, you know, my regular travel size toothpaste. And this material is a little bit like slicker. And I mean, it's kind of the same material here. It feels like a little bit thicker, but it's very easy to clean off. So if you get toothpaste residue, like I like this because it's a nice dedicated spot for your toothbrush. Like it's not a loop where the loop can stretch out or something, and it's just tucked away. It's, you know, theoretically it doesn't dry through here. Like this isn't actual mesh. It's kind of coated. You can see there's like plastic coating on it. So like if you wanted it to dry, you could like, I don't know, tuck it out like that. But we also have this little pocket down on the end. So this is a like bottom compartment. It's a magnetic snap closure. I found that if I really overloaded this section, it could have issues snapping together. But honestly, if I put, you know, everything back in here and then get it all organized and then want to, you know, hang this up, let me do this. And then if I wanted to bring out the hook and hang it, you know, if this wasn't closing, let's say like, I don't know, that was kind of looking weird. It's not doing it right now, but I found that when I like actually stood it up on its own and hung it, like this is what it looks like when it's hanging and it's open. This gear kind of rearranged itself down here and I didn't feel like it was going to pop open at any point. If I do open it like this, you can get very quick and easy access and everything you can see just starts to, I'm trying to like hold it up. It starts to like fall down and layer. But then if I put this back here and just kind of like shake and shuffle it around, I can get it, the magnet to kind of re-secure. So everything that I have in here is basically all of my makeup and stuff. So I have all of my brushes, I have all of this, you know, whatever. Like if you have a larger amount of makeup or a larger amount of toiletries, you might start to kind of lose space in here. Let's see if this will be a good example. Like if you have something like a little bit thicker, this can just start to load out this space here instead of cutting in here. So I never had any issues with it closing. But if you do start to overpack this, I can see you running into a problem where you start to run out of space. But again, this is like probably the max amount that I would carry. And even so, I probably wouldn't even carry these. So like I could put some of these in there. It's really going to come down to what you carry, but it is a 3-liter toiletry kit. And you feel like you're getting a lot of storage space in here. So I don't really feel like I needed anything bigger than this. If anything, I could probably go smaller. But if you do carry a lot of like really weirdly shaped items and you just want to keep them all like organized and, you know, whatever, but still have the hanging up design, then this works really well for that. So there you have it, the Bellroy hanging toiletry kit. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.